Right, hello there, everybody. Um, this is going to be a bit of a strange one, and I'm certain that if you are a subscriber, you're wondering what on earth I'm doing on your screen. I thought I'd just drop by and say hello and give you an update on a couple of special guests that I've got coming up on Talking Con, and some things that are happening down the line. So, looking forward to kind of sharing a couple of updates with you. First things first, just a quick update, as always, with the what we're doing with the actual show. We're not changing it. We're sticking with how we pretty much started the whole procedure, which is we're going to live stream every Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. I am going to check the times. I know that Dan Berry is watching. Hello there. More guests. Yay! We do have more guests, and we've got some more to announce about that. But do let me know about the changing of the times in the US. I haven't checked yet. I haven't done the whole Hey Siri when is. I really would like to know when the clocks go forward for the US, because I don't want to invite these people on and then suddenly find that we're unable to get them on for availability. 1st of the 11th. Okay. But we may be okay. We'll see what happens. Right. So yeah, we basically we live stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. GMT. Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and also on Patreon. We then go half an hour. The live stream on all the platforms close apart from the one to the Patreon supporters. They get to see the whole show on the Sunday. Then we have the audio version of the full episode uploaded on Monday, 12 p.m. GMT. Now, the issue about that is, unfortunately, with one of the recent episodes, which was Elsa Chateaubriand, we did have an issue with the audio. I am trying to clean it up, and I want to try and get that out there, because Elsa's Kickstarter is still up and running. I still want to promote that Kickstarter. I want people to go to it and check it out for her art book volume 2. I'll try and get that up, but we'll see what happens. But it's also down to quality of the sound, and we'll work on it. So there we go. 10 a.m. becomes 9 a.m. So yeah, you're losing an hour. Shocker or a surprise. Right. Let's have a look at what else we've got. Then the complete episode goes up live Wednesday at 12. And something I did last week, which I'm going to do this time in future, is I'm going to schedule it as a premiere at 12 p.m. Midday. Now, that means is it shows just like it's a live stream. It's a scheduled live stream, which means I will be in the audience if you want to ask questions. That's what we're going to do with the show moving forward. So that's Talking Con, and hopefully you can join us for the episodes going forward. And as always, we would love you to support us as well when it comes to our social media. Follow us along on Englishman San Diego on Facebook, Englishman SDCC on Instagram, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter as well. So please do support on all of those. So there we go. Right. The guests. Let's go through a couple of these. A couple of days before that, actually. Thank you very much to everybody who watched the Lakes International Comic Art Festival. It was a great festival with some fantastic content. It's a very unique show. It doesn't do the usual thing when it comes to Comic-Cons. It's not your standard show. It's a little bit more niche. It's a little bit more in-depth when it comes to comics and comic creators. It was a great, I think, platform. I've always been a massive fan of the festival. So please do support them by heading to comicartfestival.com. Check out all the videos. Search for International Comic Art Festival on YouTube. You see all the videos. I would heartily recommend checking out the Desert Island Comics episodes, which was basically the concept was a bit like a Radio 2 show we have over here in the UK, where a celebrity goes on, they have an interview, and they choose what would be a desert island discs, so a selection of records that they take onto the island with them. In good regard, it was 6 comics that people had to choose. Hannah Berry was on there, Dave Gibbons was on there, You had the likes of Mark Miller on there. Really good choices. Interesting choices, especially like Mark Miller's was cool. It was great. Check out the paneling; it was fantastic. I was also in there as well. On the Sunday at 3 p.m., they did a presentation for a project called Breakthrough, which I interviewed the creators for, interviewed the editor-in-chief as well, which is Tim Pilcher, and basically launched this book called Breakthrough Our Time, which is marginalized creators, people who wouldn't necessarily have a voice in comics in this anthology. And I was very proud and grateful to get the opportunity to interview these great creators. So there we go. That is available. We're going to be getting the video for that out a little bit more, promote it a bit more. I'm going to try and split it down. So we've got the interview with Tim and then the interview with the creators. We've got the interviews with the creators on their own separately. They're going to go out, basically support them the best you can. I did host a writer's workshop with Ram V. That's going to be going up as part of Thought Bubble Festival very shortly indeed, in the next 3 weeks or so, 2 weeks ago. So looking forward to showcasing that. And it looks like I'm also going to be doing another panel as well for Thought Bubble about horror comics with Alison Sampson. That we're kind of working out the details for at the moment, but that could be very interesting indeed. Do you like scary comics? It's an interesting platform because comics, at the end of the day, they were demonized for horror content back in the day, sex and horror content. It was what led to the creation of the Comics Code Authority. But horror and comics have always been a very close interlinked medium. And we're seeing a great resurgence at the moment of some amazing horror comics. Something is Killing the Children, Redlands, Witches, some really great books out there at the moment. So looking forward to taking part in that. So there we go. Pay attention to the Thought Bubble programming for all my little contributions to that. Okay, special guests. I didn't want to make this a long one. It's not going to be. Just go die in. Stillwater, also great comic. So there we go. Right, special guests. I am also in contact with someone who is messaging me as we speak. So we may be having someone else as well. So we'll go with that. Let's go for our guests as we currently have them. We have ourselves a cracking lineup, and it goes beyond these dates as well. So this is going to be fun. We have ourselves a great show lined up for this weekend. We're going to Monty Nera, who is a writer, artist, storyteller, storyboardist, and somebody who has really embraced the Kickstarter platform as a story delivery content provider. He's a very interesting guy. I'm sure he's going to have some very interesting perspective when it comes to crowdfunding, especially when, that's his home. That's where he lives. And basically, the landscape has got very busy and very crowded when it comes to comics. So going to be talking to Monty about how to successfully navigate the waters of crowdfunding when the waters are starting to get busier and busier as we speak. Milton, we're also going to be talking to Mark Serby as well. Mark's coming back for a show because this weekend, or this week, has been the London Film Festival. It's a virtual event, so Mark's going to be talking about not only the films that have been presented at the London Film Festival and what he has seen, what films has personally caught his eye, but also I think he's going to be talking about where these films are going to be shown, what the landscape of cinemas is going to be like, considering that once COVID and the pandemic has finally been beaten, whenever that may be, whether we will actually have cinemas left to show these films. It's going to be an interesting conversation whether the landscape of big budget films has changed completely. We are now in a time when people can't actually going to check things out. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Ensign Leondis, we know him well. Talking of crowdfunding, I've seen that Kickstarter have been slowing down project launches. This is something I've been hearing about, but I have not properly researched. I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of digging about that particular thing, because I want to talk to Monty about that. So there we go. And he's saying one creator I follow took 10 days to launch. Again, it's something that I'm going to have to investigate. From what I've been told, it's down to the tiers and also the offers that they put forward and how they can deliver those offers and the reliability of actually getting projects out. That's what I've been kind of told. Again, I'm going to do a bit more research. Milton Lawson, we're going to be talking to on Sunday the 25th of October. He is somebody who has got some great books coming out. He wants to talk to us about it, and we're happy to have him on the show. So looking forward to talking to Milton. Something that organised a little bit last minute, but great to have it kind of put into the schedule. Max Gedney is somebody who has done work outside of comics. He's done more films, television. Comics is not his natural home. However, he has launched a comics house here in the UK, a new comics publisher called Storyworlds. Storyworlds Media is the full title, but Storyworlds is what you can certainly find them online at the moment and find out more about what they're doing. They're releasing 4 titles to straight out the gate. A British publisher of comics. Who'd have thunk? He's got a couple of titles. Ramsey is somebody else who is writing as well. Julian Parry and Diamond Delafond, all creators that are putting books out under the Storyworlds banner. We're going to be talking to Max Gedney and Ramsey and Julian Parry and Simon Delafond about what it is to release comics in the UK, which I'm certain Ramsey will tell you his particular issue is that there seems to be this sense that comics, certainly in the UK, is either a lot of comic creators that make a little bit of a mark and then bugger off to write and do work for American titles, or here in the UK, they're just kind of hung up on Alan Moore and all the British invasion people and the Neil Gaimans of the world, and the sense that everyone's just striving to get the next Watchmen or the next League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or whatever. When in actual fact, what these guys are wanting to do is, it's 2020. Let's embrace a new generation of creators. So I'm looking forward to talking to Storyworlds. Then we go and talk to, so they're new and up and coming. Then we've got a company which is not only up and coming, but is definitely made its mark. Vault Comics. We have had representatives of Vault on before, but now we're going to get the guys, the prime instigators of the company on the show in one go. So we've got the brothers Damien and Adrian Wassel, and we've also got their publicity manager and their kind of publishing manager, which is David Desiniaki. Looking forward to talking to them. It's a Vault Comics special. That's on Sunday, the 8th of November. Sunday, the 15th, yes, we're talking to Scotty Young. It's still in the diary. It's still ready to go. I've got an email and just checked that it's happening. But yes, Scotty said he's up for coming on. I would like to try and get him to point a camera at an art table so he can do some artwork, because I know he's not necessarily comfortable with doing podcasts. So I'd like to try and get him to do something while he's at it. We'll find out. But that's Scotty Young. That's happening on Sunday, the 15th of November. And then Sunday, 22nd of November, we're talking to Mike Giuttini. Giuttini is the way I pronounce it. Ensign saying, so Scotty's going to be on football weekend. Yes, it is. So it's going to be a nice way to wrap up the... we're going to be talking to Scotty, then we'll do our thought bubble wrap up as well, of finding out how it's worked for the festival. So, yeah, about 4 weeks' time, thought bubble, and that's going to be that weekend, Scotty Young. Then, yeah, Mike Giuttini is the editor-in-chief of Den of Geek. Now, Mike has actually turned around and said he doesn't quite understand why I've invited him. He doesn't quite understand, with the rest of the people that I talk to, why I would like to talk to Mike. Well, it's a very simple reason. It's the same reason that I like to talk Russ Burlingame. It's the reason why I like to talk to people who know the industry, not just comics, but pop culture and media. Mike knows his way around, and surely he is somebody that we can talk to about finding out where the light on the tunnel is coming from, and whether it's the train. He's an interesting bloke, and I'm looking forward to talking to him. So yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting conversation. Hopefully you'll be up for it and joining us. So our episodes coming up. Montenero is episode 10. Milton Lawson is episode 11. The Story Worlds guys, Matt Gedney, Ramsey, Julian Perry, and Mike Delafond is episode 12. Episode 13, Damien Adrian Wassel and David Desanyaki of Vault Comics. Episode 14 is going to be Scotty Young. And indeed, Mike Giuttini is going to be episode 15 at the end of the month. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun lineup of titles. We have yet to get someone for the last Sunday of November, but I'm kind of working on that. Like I say, there is also our space for our incidental episodes, which is why I've been talking to someone to come back and talk to us. This is somebody who has had more than enough issues with the industry. He'd have every right to just kind of walk away, but she stays in the fight, and she wants to get books out. And with Valiant, she is keeping very busy. Basically, around the 12th, we're looking at the 12th of November. We're going to be talking to, let me just see what date that's going to be. It's a Thursday. Thursday the 12th, we're going to be talking to Heather Antos, who a Google search, quick Google search will tell you about her background and the hassle and grief that she gets. I actually know Heather more as an editor of Star Wars comics. That's where I kind of followed her work. But no, she's a canny lass, and that's going to be on the 12th. It's going to be a Thursday, but we've got plenty of space for other incidental episodes, which means if you've got anybody that we would need to talk to, and perhaps now would be a good time for you to tell me. Message me at Englishman SDCC. There's the address there. Direct message me and let me know of somebody that you would like to see on the show. Doesn't necessarily have to be on a Sunday. We can try and arrange it for an incidental episode, and we can try and get something up and running for any other time. So there we go. But an incidental episode that's coming down the line, Heather Antos on the 12th of November to talk about XO, talk about other books that are coming out from Valiant, and her perspective of comics and what's going on. Yes, Dan Berry, that's the person who we're talking about. I'm not going to bring the comment up, but yeah, that's who it is. So there we go. Yeah, whether we shall have milkshakes instead of tea, I don't think that's a wise idea, but yeah, that's what we're going to be into. And there we go. That's our lineup. Hopefully you will be up for joining us for it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be it's an interesting lineup. I'm happy with the guests that we've got. It's a cool. I'm very grateful for the people that we're getting on. So it's going to be a fun bunch of shows. But once again, if you do want us to add to the list, tweet your favorite creator. Let us know. Let them know that we're here and around, and that we do things and we talk interesting talk with people. He says, struggling to get his words right, but there we go. Right. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I'd like to say it was just going to be a little bit of a brief thing, just to kind of give you an update of these guests that we've got coming up. Talking Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego. Take care. Look after yourself. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully you can join us for this weekend, Montenero and the return of Mark Serby on Sunday the 18th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT for Talking Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego. Speaking of which, I'm now going to get myself a cup of tea. So there we go. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.